we present The Return of General Forefinger, a comedy of motives by Giles Cooper, with Muriel Pavlov, Nigel Stock, Mary O'Farrell and Peter Howell. The Return of General Forefinger.
Rhubarb, rhubarb, rhubarb.
What's wrong with rhubarb?
You made the piano twang.
What's wrong with the rhubarb?
Oh, it's not the eating of it, no. It's that giant stuff out there and the way the rain patters on the leaves. You'd think it was coming down much harder than it is.
That giant stuff's poisonous. It would kill a horse. Shouldn't you be going to the station for Mr. Ashmold?
Oh, he's not for a long time yet. And what about Brady?
I never knew of Brady.
But he sent a telegram from Dublin.
I can't afford telegrams. I never read them.
He said he was coming yesterday.
He never came.
No, but if he thought he was coming yesterday, to be today he'd come anyway, because there's no train Tuesdays.
He might come Saturday.
But more likely on the first train after the one he couldn't take because it wasn't there. I mean, somebody told him, maybe at his hotel or when he got to the station. I hope it was at the hotel. It'd be an awful lot of bother having to go back to the hotel and book a room again, because they mightn't have one. Not if someone had walked in and snapped his room up the moment he'd left.
Heavens, he's only a name. Who cares? And a very vulgar name, too. There was a Brady who had a pork butcher's in Clonmel when I was a girl. He always overcharged.
It wouldn't be him, not sending a telegram. Look, there's a man walking up the drive.
What sort of a man?
A young man with a hat.
What sort of a hat?
Green.
Oh, what a bounder. Some corner boy, some Irish cad. Go and ask him his business and tell him to go away.
Well, perhaps it's this Brady.
Then he's the pork butcher's grandson. Ah, just the sort of behaviour you'd expect. Go on out now, quickly, and tell him we don't want any.
I'm looking for my gumboots.
Oh, we must get a dog again. A very fierce dog. My father had one called Tiger. He'd have torn a fella like this into shreds as soon as look at him. Why, he went for a steamroller once. That was how he died. So flat, we could have made a hearthrug out of him. But nobody had the heart. Are you there? Then there was a little cairn my mother had, with hair over his eyes, but brave as a lion. I think his name was Yap. Or was that just the noise he made?
You?
Is this Castle Forefinger?
I asked first.
Oh, my name's Brady.
You sent a telegram.
I thought someone might be able to meet me at the station.
But they didn't.
Oh, well, I got a lift to the gates in a milk lorry. Where's the castle?
Oh, that'd be Mr. Burke's lorry. He picks up cattle feed off that train. What castle?
Why, Castle Forefinger. I thought I would have seen it by now.
Well, you have if you've looked over there where the donkey's grazing. That tall chimney.
Oh? No. Oh, no. Burnt
To ashes long ago.
in the troubles.
Ah, no, not then. They tried, mind you. They came with petrol and all that, but the place was so damp they couldn't get more than a smouldering in the cellar, and they had to go away again. No, it burnt itself down in a dry summer after the war. They say it was electrical.
That's really funny. You know, back home we got a picture of it over the sideboard. Castle Forefinger in the county of Limerick. I've looked at it ever since I was a kid and told myself that was my ancestral home. And now I've come 10,000 miles and it isn't there.
What's 10,000 miles away?
Australia. My name's George Forefinger Brady.
You're related to Aunt Augusta.
Well, if she's your aunt, I'm related to you.
She's not my aunt. She's my mother's second cousin. Do you want to see her?
That's what I've come for.
Hide your hat under the rhubarb, then. She hates green hats.
I don't see why I should.
She won't let you in.
Oh. She crazy then?
No, but there are some things she likes and some things she doesn't, the same as anyone else. There, put it under there. It'll keep nice and dry.
It's supposed to keep me dry.
Ah, it's only a shower.
It's been raining ever since I left Dublin.
It does, but there's no harm in it. Come on, we'll stick to the drive since you've got no boots.
What do you live in if the house is gone?
The observatory.
Ah, built by Humphrey Forefinger in 1792.
Ah, you know it all.
Oh, well, that's another picture at home. Doesn't the telescope get in the way?
No, that was taken out a long time back and sold to the Jesuits.
What for?
Money. And they sent it out to South America so that the Indians could take a look at the stars.
Why?
Oh, I don't know why Jesuits do things. Nobody does. Are you a Protestant?
I suppose so.
It's just as well. She thinks the Papists a common lot.
Who is it?
Well, there she is. It's your nephew from Australia.
What's his name?
It's himself. It's Mr. Brady.
Send him back to his brawn and throttle.
But he's come 10,000 miles.
And I'm George Forefinger, Brady.
Come on. We'll get indoors while she chews that over.
If your mother's name was Helen, she'd be the daughter of my brother Marcus.
That's right.
I never knew him well. He suffered from hay fever, I think, and went abroad when I was 12 in a sailing ship. Who does he marry?
My grandmother.
Who was she?
Oh, her name was Alice.
Oh, then she might have been anyone. And this Brady that you say is your father,
He was my father. He died last year.
did he have many sheep?
No, none. He was a lawyer.
Oh, what a terrible thing.
Well, he was a very good one.
I don't care to think of it. Oh, do you know of a town called Adelaide?
Yes, I've been there.
Wait a moment then. Give me that book and yourself some more brandy if you care for it. Now, Adelaide. I know there's one in Adelaide. Ah, yes, here we are. It's in bronze, mounted, carrying a baton, opposite the Governor-General's residence.
Oh? What is?
Your great-great-grandfather's statue.
Oh, the General. Oh, yeah, he's somewhere there. Though I think they had to move him when they widened the street.
Is he well cared for?
He was all right when I last saw him.
Good. Well, that's one I can forget about. Just as well. It would have been a long way to go.
Well, if I'm down there again, I'll have another look and make sure.
Ah, do. Now, you'd better come and see my collection. The rain is very nearly stopped. Give me that stick. Have you a hat?
Well, not at the moment.
Ah, you ought to have a hat. I don't like to think of a forefinger walking around bareheaded like a corner boy. There, try this deer stalker. It belonged to your great-uncle Richard, who used to fish in it. Kerry Dick, he was called, because he nearly went and lived there. But in the end, he married a very pale girl from Devonshire. Her father drank. This way.
Can I help you on the steps?
No, I can manage. I'm used to them. Mind for yourself, though. They get this green moss growing on them, and they're slippery.
Oh, righto.
My father had this way down to the river built. He'd slip out of the back when people came and sit in the boathouse reading. He never cared for people. There were 15 of us. In the end, he spent nearly all his time in the boathouse, and a terrible rage he'd fly into if anyone came for the boat. Mind you, he was the General's only son, born after Afghanistan, before Somaliland. I dare say it affected him.
Somaliland?
No, he was brought up here, being the only child of such a man. Now keep to the path. It's boggy on either side.
It's like elephant grass.
We called this Limpopo land when I was young.
Oh.
It opens out in a moment when we reach the river. Do you fish?
I never have.
There's a rod or two somewhere, but they may be broken. Not that you get much. Though there are some trout, but there's too much weed and water lily. It ought to be cleaned out. There. You see?
Good Lord. What are those statues?
My collection.
Well, they're all of him, the General.
What other statues would I collect?
Where'd you find them?
In a number of places. This one, in Roman style, as you see, was in front of the General Post Office at Aden.
Oh?
Most of the mounted ones seem to be from India. That one from Calcutta. The one without stirrups from the forecourt of the revenue offices at Abbottabad. Now, this prancing one was outside Lucknow jail. And that small one, holding a railway engine, was in the booking hall of Mandalay Station.
How'd you get them?
I sent for them, of course. Now, here was a difficult one to get.
Huh?
It stood in front of a public convenience in Cairo and was subjected to considerable indignities, as were they all. Not only from the natives. Birds, you know. and even lizards. Not the sort of thing you like to think of your own flesh and blood having to suffer.
No.
Ah, but he's home now in the place where he belongs. That's a very fine one, don't you think? The dead tiger he's standing on represents Gwalior.
Did you buy them?
Oh, yes. And very expensive most of them were. But worth it, don't you think?
I suppose getting them back here must have cost something too.
Hundreds of pounds, but there you are. What has to be done must be done. And there's no other use for the money. I suppose what's left will go to you when I die.
Yes, I think it does.
Well, there won't be much. Still, you've never had it, so you won't miss it.
Where are you?
Oh, that's Binnie. She's back with Mr. Ashmold. She drives too fast, that girl. Hello! We're down among the statues. Let's go up and join them.
Who's Mr. Ashmold?
My agent.
Oh. The land agent?
No, statue agent. He goes and gets them for me. He's a nice young fellow. Oh, you'll like him. Oh, quick. Can you throw a stone?
A stone?
Yes, at that great black crow sitting on the head of the one from Port Sudan. It's what I will not have if I'm here to see it. Quick, or the damage will be done. Well done. Good throw. But of course he'll be back the moment we're gone. Oh, I wonder how we could keep them off. I must ask Mr. Ashmold if he has any ideas. He's a great young fellow for ideas.
Well, of course, there are ways and means. You could cover the heads with birdlime, and when the birds come, they'd stick to them, one to each head. And beautiful Binnie here could go down daily and pluck them off.
That wouldn't solve the problem, make it worse.
Why, no, my dear Forefinger, don't you see? You would at any rate ration the amount of birds per head.
My name's Brady.
But you're here by virtue of the forefinger in you, is he not?
I imagine so.
Well, I don't see myself going round the statues every evening and pulling off dead birds.
There's a device the farmers use in England to scare birds from their crops. It lets off a small charge of explosive every so often.
That's more like it.
It'd be noisy.
What's that to a warrior race?
And there the general would be, and all around him a noise like a mighty battle.
Are these contraptions costly, Mr. Ashmold?
A flea bite compared to the price of a statue.
Then perhaps you'll get one, and you'll bring it over next time.
All right. In the meantime, you better hire a small boy to shout at them.
There are no small boys anymore. They get hold of them and educate them, and you don't see them again until they're great big hooligans. Oh, well, I'm off to bed. Give me a hand, Binnie.
Yes, Aunt.
If you men want more brandy, help yourselves.
Have you any whiskey, Miss F?
Not a drop in the house. Distilled bog juice. That's all Irish whiskey is. Good night, George. Good night, Mr. Ashmold.
Good night. Ah, it's a pity she's so much against the Irish. I like to drink the wine of the country. Have you got the room with the toadstools on the ceiling?
There is a patch or two of damp.
They glow in the dark with a dim phosphorescent light,
Oh?
which is just as well considering there's no bulb upstairs of more than 20 watts. I should have some more brandy, if I were you.
I'm all right, thank you.
Good. So am I.
Yes, I gathered that.
Did you?
You get well paid for obtaining these statues?
Ah, there's not much profit in it. Travelling comes very expensive, and then there's the bribes to officials and native bearers and mules and draft oxen. Once I even had to employ an elephant. You don't get elephants for nothing, you know.
Oh? Where was that?
In Burma. I was properly had over that deal. They made me buy the damn thing, said I'd get a good price when I sold it. Of course you don't unless you're trading in for a new one. Yes, I dropped a lot of money there.
Miss Forefinger's money.
Oh, she doesn't begrudge it. It's a good cause.
It's a damn crazy cause, and you know it.
Oh, hush. The old lady sleeps above here. She'd be terribly hurt to hear you say that.
But you do know it.
Not in the least. Seems to me a noble idea that the effigies of this great man, this conqueror and lawgiver, should now be removed from those places where they submit to the scorn of the ungodly, and reunited in one splendid and rivers of his homeland. Don't you?
I think it's just plain crazy. And anyone who encourages it is either crazy themselves or crooked.
Well, if you see no virtue in sentiment, then I wonder why you're here.
Well, there's nothing odd about my coming to see my great-aunt.
Have you expectations from her?
That's my business.
I'm sorry, I thought perhaps it was the money she was spending that was worrying you.
Well, it's about time it worried someone.
Well, you'll be glad to know that I think about it all the time.
I bet.
She makes me. Every penny has to be accounted for, and she goes through my books like a tax inspector looking for a fiddle. You can't get away with the thing. Do you know, when I got malaria at Kuala Lumpur last year, she even docked the cost of my suppressive tablets because she said I couldn't have been taking them. I can assure you that statue hunting is a very hard life, and it does not dispose one to endure insulting remarks about it. Good night.
Oh, hell.
Do you mind if I shut the place up?
My hat.
Your hat what?
Well, he's out there under the rhubarb.
It'll take no harm. The rain stopped.
I'd rather have it in for the night. Have you a torch?
There's a moon.
There'll be more rain by the look of it.
Well, of course. Mind out how you go. This way.
I hope it's still there.
Who'd take it? Unless it was some creature, or a bird, maybe, for a nest.
No, it's here.
Is it all right? Not nibbled or anything?
No, it seems all right.
It's funny, you know. Now, Quentin, he never wears a hat. Put it on. Let me see if I like a man in a hat.
I don't need it now it isn't raining.
Ah, go on.
Oh. Oh, there.
Well, it makes a change, I suppose. But I don't think I really care for it.
You like Ashmole, do you?
Oh, yes. He's always got something to say for himself, and he must be as brave as anything.
Why?
Well, the way he goes off to the ends of the earth to bring back those statues for Aunt Augusta. I mean, some of the places he goes to are really dangerous, what with fever and tigers and natives.
How does she get hold of him?
Through an advertisement in the London Times. He was the only one that didn't seem to be after the money.
I wouldn't say he minded it.
No, but he took payment on delivery. All the others wanted it in advance. Quentin went straight off to Darjeeling without a penny down.
And do you think it's worth doing?
How wouldn't it be worth doing?
All that money spent on shipping a lot of statues around the world?
It's what she wants.
Yeah, but do you think that she should want it?
If you only got what you ought to want, nobody'd have much fun.
No, that's not what I'm saying. Aunt Augusta's an old lady, after all. One doesn't want her taken advantage of.
Who would?
Anyone who encourages her to spend her money on something useless.
Do you mean Quentin?
Well...
Now come on and say it right out if you do. I hate a coward who won't say what he means.
All right, then. I do mean Ashmole. I think it's a swindler's trick to encourage her to do this.
You dare to say that?
Well, you wanted me to say what I meant.
But I don't like you any the better now I've heard it. There you stand, in your hat, criticizing a brave man who has the courage to go to the other side of the world to bring a little pleasure to the last days of an old lady.
He does it for money. And I'm from the other side of the world if it comes to that.
Australia's safe enough. It has trams. I saw a picture.
What has my hat got to do with it?
There, you see, you've got no answer, really. You know it's true.
I can tell you this. There's no trams in the outback. You can go hundreds of miles there without seeing a soul.
That sounds safe enough.
You could starve, you could die of thirst.
Or be eaten by a kangaroo, I dare say. But you never went there.
I did. And kangaroos don't eat people.
Do you imagine I didn't know that? We're not ignorant over here.
But you said it.
I may have said it. My goodness, can't you understand a joke? Have you no sense of humour?
I've got just as much sense of humour as anyone else. More. But I don't see what this has to do with Ashmole and the way he's swindling the old lady.
What you're worrying about is the money.
I never thought of it.
Liar.
Why should I? If I've never had it, I won't miss it.
Then why worry?
She's been taken advantage of.
She likes it.
Yes, but why should anyone get away with being paid for a crazy job like this?
It's no crazier than being paid a fortune to stand up on a stage with a guitar you can't play and make noises into a microphone, or for a girl to make money by walking up and down with other people's clothes on her back.
I don't say it is, but I can't respect him for doing it.
What happens when you respect a fellow? Do you bow down in front of him or something?
No, but you know what I mean.
You mean you'd like the job yourself?
You said I was too much of a coward.
No such thing. I'm not in the habit of accusing people I hardly know.
Why not? You praise them. After all, you can't know Ashmole very well.
Well enough. Besides, there are the statues to say what kind of a man he is.
Does he bring them with him?
No. He comes when he's got news of another one, and they talk it over and decide on it. Then off he goes, and in a month or two it's landed at Cork and comes up here by road. He's never failed yet, and I don't think he ever will. He's a very determined man, even though he's always making jokes.
You like him a lot?
Well enough. He cheers us up.
Is he married?
I wouldn't know. I never asked.
Well, you'd think he'd mention his wife if he had one.
Well, perhaps he hasn't. Have you?
No, nothing.
How do you mean, nothing?
Well, I'm not engaged to anything like that. Are you?
Me? No, how would I be? Nobody ever comes here.
Well, you're quite a house party at the moment.
You and him, yes.
Oh, it's funny, really. You know more about me now than you know about him.
How's that?
Well, you know that I'm not married.
Oh, but that's different. I mean, Quentin gets the statues. That's what we talk about. And otherwise, we're joking all the time. Here, we'd better go in before it rains. What'll you do with your hat?
Wear it in bed if the room's as damp as it looks.
A hat'll make no difference.
That was a joke.
You know, my darling Binnie, it's at breakfast time I like being in the country most. In London, breakfast's nothing, just something you have to do before starting the morning. But here, it's a social occasion.
Will you have another sausage?
Oh, that's what I mean. Don't you agree, Mr. Forefinger?
Brady.
I'm sorry, Mr. Forefinger Brady.
Now, we make quite a meal at breakfast back home.
Is it true that you eat steak with a fried egg on top?
Sometimes.
And kangaroo's tails.
Oh, they make good soup.
You'd never believe the things there are in the world.
Ah, you ought to travel, Binnie. Broaden your mind. Come to London with me.
I couldn't leave the old lady.
Or bring her too as a chaperone.
Oh, it's terrible travelling with her. Wherever you stop, she has all the porters up in front of the station master for insolence.
I'll drive to Shannon and fly. You'd hardly need a porter.
And at the other end?
Take a taxi.
Oh, she'd never do that. Not if there was a bus to be seen. She'd think it wicked. And the same would go for staying in a hotel.
I've got a car over there. I could meet you. Perhaps Mr. Ashmole will put you up.
Well, I have got a flat, but it's small.
Where is it?
1 Lexstrom Place, SW3.
Not that I'm often there these days. Oh, well, you know, I have a feeling we ought to catch that train. I'll say goodbye to the old lady and bring my suitcase down.
He's in a hurry.
It's an hour before the train arrives at Fourfingers Town, let alone goes out.
Maybe he doesn't like his home life discussed.
Why wouldn't he?
Maybe there's more of it than he'd like you to think.
What would it matter to me?
Nothing, I hope.
He's a nice, amusing man, and he goes through a lot of trouble and danger to please Aunt Augusta. That's all there is to it.
Good.
Now, if you're coming to the station, too, you'd better go up and say goodbye.
Oh, I needn't go today. I mean, after all, I'm on holiday.
You'd like to stay on?
Would you mind?
No, I wouldn't mind. But Aunt Augusta might be put out. You'd have to ask her. Nobody has ever stayed more than one night since the man who came about the water tank.
Well, I should think I've got as good a claim as him.
It wasn't a claim he had. No, he broke his leg on those steps to the river, and we had to keep him in bed for 3 weeks, and then he got rheumatic fever, and they took him away.
I didn't think of staying as long as that.
All sealed and signed, and time for another cup of coffee.
Oh, well, I'll go up.
In that case, I shall have another piece of toast as well.
Yes, who's that?
Me?
Come in, whoever you are. Don't stand out there saying me like a demented opera singer. Yes, come in. Shut the door. There's a draught. Come on up to the bed. Here, where I can see you. Now,
Well, Aunt Augusta.
who are you?
I'm George.
George who?
George Brady.
Oh, is that who you are? Oh, I didn't know you at first. Well, now, Brady, that was a very poor bit of brawn you sent us last week, and I hope you're not going to expect me to pay for it. If you have any trotters, you can send them up, and I'll have some chitterlings next time you kill. But mind they're clean, that's all I say. Mind they're clean as angels, or you'll have them back in your face.
Ah, there's your case. And that's mine next to it.
Yes, so it is. Well, goodbye.
Oh, we can share a taxi.
I'm going by bus.
But I go right past your door.
My door?
In Lexstrom Place.
Oh, I'm not going there. I've got to go to Baker Street first.
Well, what about your suitcase?
I don't know. What about it?
Well, you don't want to take that to Baker Street. Let me drop it in as I go past.
You can't. The door's locked.
Well, no one there?
Nobody.
Oh.
Well, it's a long time between buses. I better be off. It's been very nice knowing you. Goodbye.
Now, look, I tell you what. I go to Victoria. So why don't you come in my taxi, drop your suitcase off, and then come on with me? You can get a bus just as easily from Victoria.
You're awfully worried about my suitcase.
Well, it seems a pity to take it to Baker Street.
Well, if it makes you any happier, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll take it up there in a taxi. Taxi! Baker Street. Goodbye.
Taxi! Taxi! Follow that cab.
Where to?
I don't know.
Well, catch him at the lights and ask him, shall I?
No, he'll only say Baker Street.
Oh, what number?
No number, just follow him.
Which cab do you say?
Well, the one that was in front.
He's gone.
Well, of course he has.
Where to then?
Oh, go to 1 Lexington Place.
Well, my lovely Linda. What have you been doing with yourself while I've been away, huh?
With myself while you've been away? Nothing.
Good. Do you eat? I suppose you must, or you'll die. I never sort of think of you eating.
Eating? You never think of me.
Oh, yes, I do. When I'm with women who talk, I turn my mind to you, sitting so still and so silent and so beautiful. I'm hungry.
Hungry.
Food.
Food.
Funny, I do think of you cooking. I think of you doing all sorts of things, but never eating, somehow. Who's that? Spine Pad?
Spine pad.
Knocking on our cottage door. He's much too early. I'll send him away until we've eaten. No, that's not his knock. That's a younger man. Here, nip out and put a sheet over the object, just in case. And take off some clothes. I'll say we're working. An eager younger man. Oh,
Sorry to bother you.
Forefinger.
I wondered, yes, if you picked up my pen by mistake.
What an odd thing to wonder.
Well, when I got into my cab, I found that I hadn't got my pen, so I came round here in case you'd taken my pen by mistake.
You better come in.
Thanks.
This is Linda. Linda, this is Mr. Digit.
Digit?
Brady.
Digit Brady.
How do you do, Mrs. Ashmold? I've just been over in Ireland with your husband.
Husband?
Oh, heavens, she's not my wife.
Oh.
No, she's the wife of a man in the tea tray, but he's wedded to his work, so she stays here with me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all right. Isn't she beautiful?
Oh, yes.
Take off some more clothes, darling.
More clothes?
Yes, it's quite warm.
I must be going.
No, we must get to the bottom of this pen business. Don't undress, let's have some more tea instead.
Tea.
I can show you what I mean about her. Here, look. That's what she looks like without her head. Isn't it a lovely flank?
Oh, you're a sculptor.
Yeah, yes. There she is again. That's her left foot.
A sculptor?
A sculptor, yes, she's my model.
You never said you were a sculptor?
I never happened to come up.
Yes, but all the same.
I don't know what you are.
I'm reading for the bar.
And did I know? No, I did not. There you were. You might have been anything. But no, you're reading for the bar. Oh, I don't mind. I don't hold it against you that you didn't tell me.
We never talked about law. We did about statues.
Yes, but the moment somehow never came for me to say. As a matter of fact, I'm a sculptor myself. Mind you, I was working towards it another day or two and I'd have got there.
Does my aunt know?
I never asked her.
Have you told her?
I think I probably have at some time or another. Have a drink.
No, thanks.
Well, I think I will. Linda, we're going out for a drink. There's none in the house.
But I don't want one.
Well, what do you want to do? Talk about your pen?
No. Talk about your sculpture.
I never talk shop. Talking of shop, it's all for sale.
Oh? Well, what about the big one in the yard, under the sheet?
That's one that didn't quite come off.
Well, what's it of?
Linda, they're all of Linda.
Very big?
Yes, too big. That's why it didn't come off.
Well, she's 4 legs.
No, that's the horse.
Oh. Oh, she's riding it?
Yes. Lady Godiva, you know. Very popular in the Midlands.
Oh. I never heard that she wore spurs.
Spurs?
Yeah. Look, the sheet's been blown away there. Look. She's wearing boots as well.
How do you know she didn't?
The game's up, Ashmold. I believe you've got my great-great-grandfather under that sheet.
Ah, Linda, here.
Yes?
Say it again about the game being up and so on.
Why?
I still can't believe you actually said it.
You can't joke your way out of this.
Linda, he thinks we've got his great-great-grandfather under that sheet out in the yard.
Out in the yard?
Yes. The astonishing thing is he's absolutely right. Go and unveil it, will you?
Unveil it?
I knew there was funny business going on.
So you followed me around here?
Not because of that.
You don't think I believe that business about your pen?
Believe what you like.
You wanted to see where I lived and who I lived with. You accused Linda of being my wife. Is our beautiful Binnie at the bottom of all this, by any chance?
You can leave her out of it.
Oh, Linda, what a silly girl she is. She's got the sheet caught on his moustache. Careful, you'll tear it.
Tear it.
torn it. Well, there he is. Cast in bronze and very expensive too.
But not as expensive as going all the way to India and fetching him back.
Well, of course not. There'd be no profit in that.
And they're all made by you? All those statues by the river?
Not all. I bought one of them on the Portobello Road.
How much for?
5 bob and a pound to some men for moving it. Or was it 30 shillings, Linda, for the one in the Portobello Road?
30 shillings.
And you put in a bill for what? 1,000? 1,500?
Ah, I see what you're getting at. You're suggesting that instead of going out and getting these statues, I make them myself and fool the old lady into thinking that I've been to the ends of the earth for them.
Well, and isn't that so?
Yes, that is so. That is absolutely so.
Well, it's fraud. It's obtaining money by false pretenses.
Ah, no, it's not. It's misappropriation of funds. I looked it up.
Anyway, it's illegal.
Yes, I think we can agree on that.
I'm going straight to the police.
What will you say to them?
That you're cheating my aunt.
And the evidence?
Out there.
By the time they arrive, that will be Lady Godiva.
Well, all the other statues then over in Ireland.
Well, I don't see what they'll prove. Some copper will go over there, and you know how it is. A statue by the river brim, a simple statue it is to him. How is anyone to tell whether the things come from Mandalay or Fulham?
Well, they can get onto the places where they're supposed to come from and ask whether the statues have gone.
And in most places they'll find that they have, hacked to pieces on liberation.
Oh, you can talk and talk, but you're not going to get away with it.
But I like the old lady.
And this is how you treat her.
But she set her heart on these statues. Do you know what she'll do when she finds they're false?
See you for what you are.
She'll start again at the beginning, find someone else to go and fetch them, and it'll cost more than ever, because I expect they'll go out to these places. And there wouldn't be much profit in that, not on the money she's paying me.
Where is the money?
That I've had? Oh, there's generally some around. Linda keeps it in teapots and that sort of thing. I dare say we can find you a 5 or so if you're short.
But you've had thousands. Where's it all gone?
Well, statues are expensive, especially when you send them to Ireland. And of course there's the iniquitous price of gin.
You've spent it all.
I'm trying to tell you that there's not nearly as much profit as you think. Look, here's the old lady's cheque for £1,000. Now that monstrosity out there cost 400 to make and another 100 to ship.
Leaving a profit of 50%.
Well, if I really went out to India for it, I'd have to ask 2,000. Then there wouldn't be much in it, not by the time I got the thing home. I'm saving you a fortune.
My God, what a nerve.
Oh, I can see your point of view. Don't think I can't. I mean, if I had a name like Middlefinger...
Forefinger.
Well, Forefinger then, or Thumb, if you like. The principle's the same. I'd expect to get some money out of it.
Your name's Ashmold.
Yes.
Well, you aren't entitled to anything.
Well, that's a bit hard. That's what I call a damned unfriendly attitude. Just suppose the chap's name is Ashmold, he could starve as far as you're concerned. Push him in the gutter, kick him in the teeth. What a delightful place Australia must be.
Australia's all right. All I'm saying is there's nothing coming to you from the Forefingers except perhaps a punch on the nose.
I shouldn't. Sculptors are much stronger than they look.
I could beat you with one hand tied behind my back.
Linda, come and tie old Digit's hand behind his back.
Behind his back?
He's going to beat me.
Sheltering behind a woman now. That's just about your mark. You and all your big talk about fever and jungles and all that rubbish.
Well, she'll be sad it wasn't true, poor Binnie. She doesn't get much fun.
She'll know you for what you are.
I suppose I'm going back to tell them both.
It's my duty.
To yourself?
No, to them.
Look, I've told you what the old lady will do. She'll hire some intrepid fellow who'll actually do the job for thousands. I dare say Binnie will think him braver than she thinks me.
He will be.
But that won't help you. Spine pad.
What?
A member of my staff.
Ah.
Let him in, Linda, will you?
Let him in?
You see, I have a lot of people dependent upon me. Come on in, you old scoundrel.
6 braces forward, march!
Let me introduce Pensioner Burgess of the Royal Hospital, generally known as Spine Pad.
Worn on account of the heat, sir, to stop the sun getting the juices, sir, now obsolete.
This is Mr. Brady from Australia.
Had a cousin went there as a lad, never came back. Shake hands, 2, 3.
You're a Chelsea pensioner?
Found it by now, Green in the rain, King Charles II.
Sit down, Spine Pad. Bring him a chair, will you, Linda?
Chair?
Sitting on the chair, begin, knees, bend, trunk, bend, stop.
Mr. Brady's a forefinger.
The General! The old General!
No, don't get up. He's his great-great-grandson.
Sir, he was a great man. Sir, he was a fine man. There's none like him today. Back to back he had us fighting at Tel Kabir, back to back against the Fuzzy Wussies.
Cup of tea.
Ma'am, hand out, 2, 3, take cup, prepare to drink.
Yes, well, we'll have a drink in a moment, but you can't get much sense out of him when he's had a couple.
There we were, surrounded, cut off. The tribes had risen, there we were.
Yes, now tell us about that later. What about the statue in Forefinger Paw?
Named after him, you see, named after the General himself.
Yes, but where is the statue?
On the edge of the Maidan with his back to the PWD goat in the hills.
Is it near the hills?
Oh, no, it's not near anywhere. It's in the middle of the desert.
So you can't see the hills?
No, it's all flat as far as you can see. But he can see them. He's keeping a lookout, shade in his eyes.
You never said that before.
Forgot.
Well, it means I'll have to change the statue. That's cost a bit. You see, I don't do things by halves.
No, it's a wholehearted swindle, all right.
Every one of these statues has its replica somewhere. Spinepad knows them all.
Look now, Pindy, Berwick, Port Eden.
He comes and tells me where they are.
Agency, Resmac, Secundra,
What the places are like.
Bathurst, Khartoum, Cairo, Baghdad, Kowloon, Maryborough, Jib.
Oh, Lord, he's
Port
away.
of Spain, Georgetown, Mendeley, Moulmein,
Spinepad.
Simonstown, Shanghai, Aldershot, Bombay.
Give him more tea.
Bulawayo,
tea.
Kettering,
More tea.
Terrorism, Tea.
More tea.
Tea. Prepare for more tea. Cup out. Cup in. Drink.
Now, tell us what sort of a place this Forefinger Port is.
It's no sort of place. Cantonment, bazaar, railway station, prison. Nothing but desert all round.
Why was it garrisoned?
Punishment station. Some crowd gets in a bit of trouble, takes their belts off the cavalry, something like that. You send them to Forefinger for 6 months to cool off. No good. Bad.
Well, that gives me a fair idea of it.
Yeah, so you can tell the old lady all about the terrible time you had crossing the desert.
That's right, on a camel, I dare say.
Camels? I saw camels.
Yes, well, there's one thing I'd like to know. He said he knew the general.
Yes, you spoke to him, didn't you, Spinepad?
I did, sir, that I did, in the middle of the battle. Smoke, fire, men dying all round. He said to me, keep your chin up, Spinepad, and I spoke to him straight out. I said, yes, sir.
What battle was that?
In the Punjab, that was.
When?
Oh, a long time ago.
How old are you?
82 this year, sir.
Oh. Were there many 7-year-olds there?
7-year-old?
Well, that's the most you could have been. The general died in 1885.
Nonsense.
I should know.
You're prejudiced.
You can look it up. It's in all the reference books.
Not in mine. Linda, Heroes of the Empire.
Heroes of the Empire.
Here we are. Number 9, General Forefinger. Doesn't say when he died?
Published in 1884.
What? Let me see. Well, that doesn't prove anything.
Go to the public library. Go to Westminster Abbey and look at his tomb. It's written up there. I must say I thought you'd have done that much research.
Well, anyone can be wrong.
I thought you didn't do things by
Look
halves.
here, Spinepad, is this true? Have you been leading me up the garden path about the General?
God bless him.
But did you ever meet him?
Of course he didn't.
Let him tell me. Did you?
There always was a general, I can tell you that, sir. Always.
But the General, my General.
Mine.
General Forefinger.
When I joined up, when I was a rookie, the sergeant, he'd say to me, let's have everything Forefinger fashion.
That's a bit different from a battle in the Punjab.
Water bottle, haversack, helmet, boots.
What about the battle?
Shaving brush, blankets, button stick, bayonet.
The battle!
Everything Forefinger fashion. What battle, sir?
The one you were in with the General.
I'll tell you something about the battle, sir. I'll tell you the truth, only you mustn't tell Colour Sergeant Parkin.
I don't know Colour Sergeant
Throws
Parkin.
his weight about. I wouldn't care for him to know, not Colour Sergeant Parkin.
None of us will tell him.
Because it's about that battle.
In India?
No, in South Africa.
Ah.
The others all went off to it, with the drums banging and the girls waving. But I done an injury to me kneecap playing inside left in our football team, so they left me behind in hospital.
This was the Boer War.
That's right. That's what they called it. Under Sir Redvers Buller they were then, but I was under a medical officer called Rumbolt. Very nice gentleman. Got me a job in the stores till they invalided me out in '03.
You mean that was when you left the army?
I came back again in 14. Kitchener, pointing at us like that with his forefinger. Your country needs you. So up I went and he put me in charge of a drill hall at Epping till the very end. Forefinger fashion, I kept it just like he said to. God bless him.
So you never went abroad?
I've known plenty that did.
And all the stuff you've told me about these places is rubbish.
Oh, no, sir, every word gospel. I get it from the others, you see. Ask 'em questions that come along here and tell you what they say.
But why?
For the beer.
I do like an honest answer. Linda, take Spinepad down to the pub and give him some beer.
Beer.
And yourself. Come on, you old rogue, start marching.
Prepare to get out of chair. 2, 3, straighten legs. 2, 3, girls on. 2, 3, far away.
So, now we know it all.
I never thought he had the cunning.
Oh, that's good, coming from you.
Poor old Spinepad.
Poor.
Having to pretend all these years.
You'll be sorry for yourself next.
Oh, no, never.
That's all you know.
Meaning what?
Meaning that my mind's made up. I'm not going to be a party to all this chicanery. I'm going to inform the police.
But I told you there'll be no proof.
There will with that old man in the witness box.
Oh, no, you couldn't do that.
It's my duty.
But what about Colour Sergeant Parkin?
I don't know him.
I mean, he'd find out that Spinepad's never been in a battle.
He should have thought of that before he started telling lies.
I expect he did, but you can't drag him up in court and humiliate him like that.
Very thoughtful, aren't you?
Oh, I'm not worried about myself. He won't be a very good witness, you know.
I'll be a witness too.
No, look, I can't have it. The old man would never survive.
You should have thought of all that before.
Well, if you thought of all the possible consequences, you'd never do anything.
That suits me as far as you're concerned.
But nobody'll be any better off.
People will see they can't get away with this kind of swindle.
Supposing it wasn't a swindle.
It is.
But it could stop being.
How?
If I went and got the rail statue.
What? From Forefinger Poor?
Why not?
You know what I think about the whole racket?
Well, it's what the old lady wants.
Well, how would I know that you'd been there?
I can send you a postcard.
Oh, I wouldn't trust you not to get on to someone out there and get them to send it for you.
Then you better come with me.
You'll have to pay my fare.
Well, that's a bit much.
It's Forefinger's money you're using.
Look, have you thought, the bother it's going to be all that way out there and all the way back with a bloody statue?
Well, it's what you've been claiming to have done.
Well, it's one thing to claim. Doing it's quite different.
You're dead right.
Meaning it's either or?
That's it.
Linda, I'm glad you're back.
Back?
Find me a toothbrush, will you, and a spot of money out of the teapot.
Teapot?
Digit and I are off to a punishment station.
Punishment station.
Train, Digit, but oh, how I wish I was still on it.
I've told you, my name's Brady.
I wonder when the next train is.
Oh, we won't get away on it.
Hey! Hey! What do you fellows think you are doing on railway property?
Who the hell does he think he is?
Let me tell you fellows, you can be fined for trespass.
We just got off the train.
And who are you?
I am the station master of this station.
This punishment station.
And you are trespassing on railway property.
Oh, we just come off the mail.
That is impossible because the mail does not stop here.
It stopped for us.
No, it stopped by regulation to observe whether the line to the PWD siding was clear of traffic. It has been a regulation since the accident in 1923. It did not stop for you.
Well, here we are.
And we got tickets.
Show me those tickets.
Well, here you are. Returned from Bombay.
It is most irregular.
I don't see why.
Oh, we've come out from England. We don't know the form.
Oh, you have come from home.
My home?
Did you know Regimental Sergeant Major McNabb of the Rannoch Atholl Highlanders?
I've never actually met him.
He was my grandfather.
Oh, well, that's all right then.
Hey, look, where can we stay in this place?
Nobody stays in this place.
Well, we've got to. Is there a hotel?
There was a man called Crofton who came here in 1927 and tried to start a hotel, but never there were any guests. Only the officers going there to drink. When they broke the piano, he closed it up and went.
Well, there must be somewhere we can stay.
The government rest house. Travellers may stay there upon payment of 5 rupees per traveller per night to the caretaker.
Oh, fine. Let's get a porter and go there.
No porter.
Well, let's get out of the sun at any rate.
I think it would be permitted for you to enter my office.
You don't have much station staff.
Sir, I do not have any station staff.
That must make a lot of work for you.
Work? Oh, yes. Yes, indeed, there is much work. Every day a return is to be made. Number of tickets sold subdivided into first class, second class, intermediate, and third.
Do you have many?
No, I do not have any, but nil returns will be submitted. Here is my office.
You'd think someone would want to get away from this place.
Sir, they have. That is why no train stopped. There is nobody here at all.
Well, there must be somebody.
Self and bearer.
No troops?
Not since December 1948.
But the bazaar?
Was dependent on the troops.
And the jail was dependent on the bazaar, I suppose.
That is exactly so.
Don't you want to answer the telegraph?
No, sir, it is for up the line or down the line, not for me. There is nothing for me.
Oh, I don't know. We are, in a way.
How, sir?
Well, here we are, fare-paying passengers on your railway who've got off at your station. We're all yours, in a manner of speaking.
Sir, you alighted at an unscheduled stop. That is against the regulation.
Nobody told us it was unscheduled. They sold us a ticket in Bombay.
That too was against the regulations, but not my responsibility.
But you're the only person in authority here.
Yes, indeed, I have powers of arrest and summary jurisdiction for certain offences.
We won't commit any of them.
Also a lay reader for the Church of Scotland and honorary registrar of births, civil marriages and deaths.
We won't commit any of those
Well,
either.
what are we going to do? I'm not going to hump my kit to the rest house in this heat and then find it shut.
Couldn't we stay here?
That would be most irregular.
We're waiting for a train.
There is no train.
That is why we're waiting.
You are confusing the issue with plausible arguments.
We pay the railway for accommodation and food.
I don't see why we should.
Oh, yes. After all, we have committed an irregularity through ignorance rather than by design, but one always has to pay for ignorance, doesn't one? Now, I should think the same rate as for the government rest house would be suitable, wouldn't you, Mr. McNabb?
Oh, I suppose that if you are waiting, sir, then it would be proper for you to have the use of the European waiting room.
And food?
The European refreshment room will also be opened.
There's the train. That's not stopping. You said they all had to stop.
The up train stops there by order of the supervisor. That was the down meal.
Listen.
What?
People. Don't you hear them? People shouting.
No, those are jackals.
How do you know?
Well, I've heard them before. You're learning a thing or two, eh?
Nothing I want to know.
If you'd done the job you were paid to do, you'd be used to roughing it by now.
I'd be dead by now. Look out, there's another scorpion.
I knew a bloke once who had one in his hat.
And he died?
Yeah. How'd you know?
Because you look so pleased about it. Listen.
Sounds like a freight train.
It's an up train. That means it'll stop.
So?
We could get on it.
Doesn't go our way.
Anything goes my way that gets me out of this place.
What about the statue?
We don't even know there's one here.
And you don't want to stay and find out?
Even if it's here, there's nothing we can do. We can't carry it away between us. There, it stopped. Come on.
I don't run out on a job.
But that isn't a job. We're wasting our time. We're wasting the old lady's money. Your money.
You didn't have to bribe him to let us stay here. It's our right. Besides, that's a freight train. They won't let you on it.
They will for money.
Whose money? Anyway, there it goes.
I don't sound so pleased about it.
You started a job. You got to finish it.
If you're going to moralize, I shall move my kit next door.
You can't. That's the Hindu waiting room.
Well, I'll become a Hindu. I'll do anything at all to get away from your line of smug hypocrisy.
Now, look here. That's one thing I will not have said of me. I may not be very clever with the back answers and all that sort of sarcastic line you British think funny. But at least I'm straightforward.
As a corkscrew, you're straightforward.
I say what I mean. I do as I say.
So far, all you have done is to spend £500 of your great-aunt's money in getting us out to a dried-up oasis in a damnable desert because a pretty girl in Ireland likes me better than she does you.
Now, look here, Ashmold. I can take a joke.
And kill it stone dead, I know.
Any time you want to be knocked about a bit, just you start making funny cracks about that girl.
We look even sillier fighting than we do now.
I don't see anything silly. We're doing the job you're paid for.
I wonder what Binnie would say if she could see us.
Aunt Augusta, there's one of those statues down there that's going green.
It's the copper in it.
No, it isn't. It's the moss on it.
Is there moss growing on it? That we can't have. We must scrape it. We must scrape them all. A wire brush, Binnie. Procure one.
There's a thing Mrs. Leary does the saucepans with.
Go out to her hour and find it. If we don't tackle the moss this instant, we're done for. Oh, there was a place near Castle Connell where they'd let the statues go. I went there often to tea as a girl. I expect it was drink. It generally is. But there were all these nymphs or goddesses or whatever they might be, and overgrown they were with creepers and weed. There'd be Diana, with bright green hair, and virtues there too. Yes, on the lower terrace the virtues. Chastity all hedged around with thorns, and Thrift had lost her head. They'd let them go. I believe one of their boys went into a brewery. What was their name?
Whose name? I have the thing.
Oh, good. Doesn't matter. Someone's name. Let's get out there now. Come on.
Oh, it's wet for you.
I'll have some brandy afterwards. But the must come off at once. The rain will be just the thing if we can loosen it. Come on now, Binnie. Where's my sou'wester?
Here, Aunt Augusta.
Yes, and my cape. I'll wear my cape.
It gives you no protection.
But it leaves my arms free for scrubbing.
I'll do the scrubbing.
You'll do as you're told. I'll wear the old Inverness there as well. Come on now, before the rain stops.
Your boots?
I don't need boots. With slippers, there's less to change. Put yours on, though. You girls are liable to cold. Come along.
Your stick, then. Take your stick.
It gets in the way. Hurry up now, girl.
It's pelting down.
We are not made of sugar. We won't melt. Come along.
We'll need a ladder. It's one of the ones on a horse.
There's one in the boathouse, or there was.
It has no rungs to it.
You're making difficulties, girl. We can climb on the plinth. It's easy.
Mind the steps now, Aunt Augusta. They're slippery.
Let me go, will you? I've trodden these steps since the day they were built. Ah, respectful workmen we had in those days with bowler hats. You never... Oh!
Aunt!
God, let go! Oh!
What the hell are those animals doing when they make that noise?
They are feeding.
They found the corpse of something that's died. They're tearing it to pieces.
Do you mind? Not during dinner.
Can't afford to be squeamish in a place like this.
Not with a dinner like this.
I am very sorry, but my boy has not cooked a European meal for some time.
Well, let's have what he can cook next time.
But that, sir, is curry, and this is the European refreshment room. Curry on Sundays only. Otherwise, soup julienne and steak.
Steak?
You have to be prepared to rough it, you know. This isn't Australia.
Don't worry. I'll put up with worse than this to get what I want.
Perhaps if you gentlemen will say what you are wanting, I could help you.
Yes, now, Mr. McNabb, we understand that there is a statue here.
I don't know that we ought to tell everyone about it.
Well, I do, and I'm the chap that's doing the job. Do you know the statue?
A religious effigy?
No, General Forefinger. By the PWD go down, so they say.
The PWD go down has fallen down.
But the statue of the General.
I believe that to be there.
Why, haven't you seen it lately?
I do not go into the cantonment. There is no work excepting at this station.
But it was all right when you last saw it, wasn't
in good order, yes.
Well, we wish to take it back to England.
Oh, sir, that is not possible.
Who's responsible for it?
The government.
Whom you represent.
Only for certain departments.
Well, let us for the moment consider that the Fine Arts Department is one of them.
I am uncertain as to whether there is any such thing. I fancy that the Public Works Department is responsible for statuary.
Well, surely not for a work of art.
But how shall we know whether it be a work of art or otherwise?
We'll go and look at it, and I will tell you.
Have you authority?
I'm an artist. Come on, let's go now.
Oh, it is night time.
There's a bright moon.
I cannot leave the station.
Nobody'll steal it.
But we might steal the statue, and then you would be held responsible.
Oh, gentlemen, what a nuisance you are. This road runs north to the Grand Trunk Road 100 miles away. Napier Barracks there and the cavalry lines beyond. This was the British Other Ranks canteen.
Let's have a look.
No, not government property, sir.
No one will mind.
Ashmole, this is no time to fool about.
Not much of a place.
No, please, sir, come.
You can come and have a look at it in daylight. And you can see it properly then.
I like it as it is. I think of redcoats drinking rum.
Oh.
Look, the writing on the wall.
Insulting the country.
Spelt wrong, too. Hello, a piano. Do you play a digit?
Oh, stop being funny. Come on.
Barn furrow blight. Hey. Someone else is trying to play this piano.
Oh, please. Please to come, please.
But they are. I'm not touching it. It's more like a harp.
Too many dead men in this town.
The keys don't move.
There's something inside. Crawling about.
A snake! I saw it! A snake! A damn great monster! Cobra! Cobra!
Quick! Out!
Do those things bite too?
Only if they've got rabies.
Well, that's a comfort. Which way now?
We are nearly at the Maidan. This is the jail road.
All the way to the jail, boys. All the way to the jail.
I suppose that's it down there. It's not very big.
Oh, but sufficient and very well built. This is the back of the Forefinger Pork Club.
Handy for the jail.
The prisoners worked in the garden.
Pity we're not members. I could do with a drink.
Sir, it is shut.
And probably something beastly behind the bar.
What's that? Oh, moving.
Huh?
Over there.
Oh, only a tree rat.
Oh. Fair get you down, all this place empty.
Here we come to the Maidan.
And over there, my dear digit, is your forefather finger.
Yes, that is the general.
Oh. You know you gotta hand it to him. He doesn't look too bad sitting up there.
Just as described, gazing towards the hills.
Towards the Roman Catholic lunatic asylum, as a matter
Ah, I don't think much of this horse.
Why, what's wrong with it?
It's got thick ankles. Mine was far more elegant.
Yours was a phony. This is the real thing. It's going to take some moving. We're going to need a labour force.
There are also formalities to be completed.
Yes, well, we'll worry about them when we found someone to shift it. Phew, I must weigh a ton.
Hey! What's that?
What? I did not see.
Over there, it's moving.
It could be jackals.
No, it's a man. It's two men.
Bad matches.
Down. Keep out of sight.
What are bad matches?
Robbers, they cut your throat.
For the three of us.
Unarmed.
I very much wish I had not come.
Keep in the shadow of the statue. They may not see.
Sab! Sab!
They have seen.
They don't seem unfriendly.
Sab! Hazur!
He is addressing us with respect.
Well, go on, ask what he wants.
तुम लोग कहाँ से आए? आया हाँ.
हम फर्स्ट क्लास बेरा हाँ सबसे अच्छा रेफरेंस बड़ा साहब से हमारे पास मिलने आए.
He states that he is a first-class bearer with excellent references from people of rank and breeding, that his cousin who accompanies him is another such, and they wish for employment on your staff.
Sab, yes, Sab, we work very well for you. I have here a letter from Major Wilmot of the Royal Artillery stating that my services have caused him eminent satisfaction.
And I have one from Mrs. Colonel Blenkinsop testifying to my honesty and sobriety. Also another from Mr. Springler of the Finance Department.
And a chitty from Captain Parker Ari of the Government Survey.
Where have you come from?
From Ahmednagar, where we serve Mr. Jackson of Philadelphia, who is going home.
But how?
How?
Did you spring out of the ground?
Sab, we can't.
Oh, do not please ask more. I would not wish to have to take official cognizance of unauthorized travelers on the railway.
And we will look after you in the proper way.
Chota Hazri.
Shave before you wake.
Toothpaste, a squeeze, don't do the price.
Trousers hell for putting
All
on.
due care and attention you will receive.
Oh, disgraceful. Look at it, Mr. Ashmore, do you see? No less than 10 fellows, all from one train.
There must have been a dozen this morning.
What do they all want?
They want you, sir.
Me?
They are servants, all of them. Joe! Tell Joe! Tickets bunker, come along now.
Well, we got servants. We don't want any more.
Sir, you have only one bearer each.
Well, he can do everything I need.
He cannot clean your shoes. For that you need a low-caste fellow. Neither can he wash your clothes nor sweep your room. No curry water. Oh, there are a lot of things he cannot do.
Are you suggesting we should employ all these chaps?
Oh, no. Your bearers will employ them. That is the way it is done.
How do they know we were here?
Look up in the sky there. That bird you see drifting is a vulture. It is the first I've seen over Forefinger pass since they closed the bazaar. He knows where the food is to be found, and so do these men.
But all we want to do is to get that statue and go home.
Yes, that is what I want you to do, too.
Fine. At any rate, we got a labour force to move the thing.
But these are not movers of statues.
Huh?
These are servants.
When do the statue movers come?
For that you need poor men. They will be coming.
But supposing we can't employ these chaps, they'll be poor men.
No, sir. No, they would be unemployed servants. And that would not do at all because unemployed servants generally become thieves.
We could open the jail.
I do not think I have the authority. Oh, excuse me, please, the telegraph.
Have you got a cigarette?
No, I'm out.
Let's ask one of our bearers.
Oh, they're too busy taking on extra hands.
Well, they can stop doing that and come and attend to our wants after all we pay them. Hey!
The English gentleman is wanting us.
You want my sister, sir?
Coming, sir. What I get you, sir?
No, I don't want all of you, only you, Chandra.
Sir, I will send these others away. Drop. Sir, wants a leave?
Cigarettes.
I send cigarette water.
Oh, is there one?
In the bazaar, sir. He has just arrived.
Well, we could go down there.
No, sir. He will come to you.
Hey ho, this is the life.
And what are you going to do?
Wait for the poor men to turn up, I suppose.
We don't need to set up an establishment.
Oh, we may as well wait in comfort. Hi, McNabb, any news?
A telegraph message for you containing the contents of a cable from the United Kingdom. 1 rupee to pay for the use of railway facilities.
Well, that's pretty efficient considering nobody knew we were here. What does it say?
I have written.
Old baby dead. What?
It is perhaps corrupt.
What a revolting idea. I'm glad it's dead, but why tell me?
Lady, it must be. Look, it's from Forefinger Town.
So it is. Old lady dead. Poor old dear. House to me, money to Beady, signed Binnie. Who's Beady?
I am. It's me. Brady. It's corrupt.
Call yourself Beady for money, it certainly is. As bad as that baby.
Oh, don't fool about, Ashmold. You know perfectly well what I mean. So, Binnie got the house and I've got the money. I wonder how much.
You could send a telegram and ask.
No, I'll have to go there, see the lawyers and all that sort of thing.
I expect she'll sell the house.
Not if I have anything to do with it.
Will you?
I shall make it my business to. I've got to go back there with a statue and I'll put it to her.
Put what?
My plans.
Well, surely you don't want the statue now.
Why not?
You didn't seem to think much of the old lady's collection.
Are you suggesting that we should come all this way, spend all this money, and then go back without it?
Yes. You spend as much again getting it home.
It's my money. Hey, come to think of it, I'm your employer now.
I resign.
Okay. Then hand over your traveller's checks.
My dear old Beady.
And you can quit being funny about my name. If you walk out on the job you're paid to do, you hand back the money you were paid for it. Now, that's the law.
What will you do if I don't?
I shall take action.
All right, go ahead. Let's see this action.
Mr. McNabb?
Yes, sir. You called?
Mr. McNabb, you have the powers of a magistrate.
Indeed I do.
Then I charge this man with fraud. Do your duty.
Oh, come off it, Beady. Really, I'll unresign if you want.
No, you won't. You're sacked for incompetence, and I want my money back.
But if I give it back, I shan't have any.
Well, you can keep your return ticket.
But I've got to eat between here and London.
That's your worry. I want those traveller's checks.
Well, you can't have them. Don't take any notice of him, McNabb. It's the Sun.
Sir, my position does not allow me to ignore a formal complaint.
That's right.
Now, what action do you wish me to take?
Sequestrate his goods.
You mean, take them from him, sir?
Pending settlement of the debt.
Please to give me all your goods.
No.
What now?
Swear in 2 men as special constables and place him under arrest for contempt.
I do not know if I have the authority.
Of course you have.
Every citizen has a duty to prevent a crime being committed.
I'm not committing a
You're
crime.
trying to commit embezzlement. Mr. McNabb, I appeal to you as a magistrate. Arrest this man.
Oh, stop talking like a third-rate thriller.
Sab!
Here's a cigarette, Waller. I'll stand you a 50 tin and we can all smoke ourselves to death.
McNabb, if you allow that man to spend my money, you're abetting a felony.
But, sir, if I were to arrest him, what would I do with him?
Well, you've got a jail, haven't you?
No, really, my dear old digit, come off it.
Do your duty, Mr. McNabb.
Come, please.
Take your hands off me, you silly little man.
There. Now you see what he thinks of you. Well, if you won't give my money back, I'll take it from you.
Just you try.
You will surrender it to me.
That's all you get from me.
Now you've done it, boy.
You have struck a railway official. In the execution of his duty, I hereby arrest you.
Damn you! Damn you! No!
I fear we may have hurt his fingers, sir.
He should have kept them clear. We warned him.
I also fear that I am exceeding my duty.
Nonsense, I know the law.
There is, I think, a length of time within which he must be brought to trial.
We'll have him out tomorrow morning. It'll do him no harm to cool his heels in there. Teach him to take things seriously. Teach him everything's not a flaming joke. Teach him a few manners. Not to be funny about people's names. Just because he's an artist, he thinks he can do what he likes. Thinks all the girls will fall for him. He can't get out, can he?
I do not think so. All interior doors are locked, so he's confined to the exercise yard, the entrance archway, and the gallows hut.
Well, that'll give him something to laugh about. And by the time we let him out, I want that statue down.
Down?
And ready for shipment to Bombay. Then the laugh will be mine.
Oh, sir, I do not think that is possible.
Of course it's possible. There's more people coming with every train. Some of them must want money.
There are the formalities to consider.
Don't you want money too?
That is a very improper suggestion.
Yeah, maybe. Well, you think it over. It's too hot to talk now. Gives me prickly heat. Here, Modi.
Sir?
Hop back to the station and have a cold bath waiting for me when I arrive, will you?
Don't be fools! Come on, George! Let me out! Let me out! It's too hot. It's too hot for anything. I want a drink. They took my cigarettes. Oh, blast, this is too damn silly.
Now look, McNabb, I've got it all organised. Chandra and Modi are rounding up a bunch of coolies. Now, at 8 o'clock, we take the statue off its plinth and put it on rollers. I found some suitable timbers. Then we haul it to your siding, up the ramp, and onto a flat car that's standing there. It's dead easy. All you have to do is to stop one of the down freighters and hitch the flat car on the back.
Stop a goods train?
Well, it's easier than stopping the mail.
No, I cannot sanction it.
I will be paying £500 to you as ex officio representative of the government. I won't ask for a receipt.
Sir, that is an attempted bribery.
Payment for services.
I will not be bribed. I wish to be an honest man.
Okay, then you hand the money on.
But I have no authority.
I'll find some for you. Let's have a look through the regulations. I see you've been studying them.
With regard to the prisoner's treatment.
You don't have to bother about that. We'll let him out in the morning.
But, sir, he is entitled to food. Look, here it is written. Daily entitlement. 1 seer of rice or atta, 1/2 seer of dal, and a proportion of the monthly allocation of turmeric, fresh vegetables and goat meat. Appendix 5. If he does not receive it, he may complain to the proper authorities. Appendix 15.
All right, then. We may as well let him out now. I dare say he's been in long enough.
But he is arrested.
I'll go bail. Where's the key?
The key?
To the main gate.
There is no key.
But it locked itself when we shut it?
Yes.
Well, then there must be a key.
It was thrown away. In the celebrations, in the freedom celebrations, it was thrown down away.
In 1947?
With much cheering.
Well, why the devil did you shut him up in there if there wasn't a key?
Sir, you were so insistent.
Oh, no, I take no blame. You should have told me. Well, we better go down there and see if there's anything we can do.
Bright courtyard in the moon. And so black the southern wall. Oh, water.
Hi there, Ashmole. You okay?
Water.
We're trying to find another way in.
Drink water.
We'll let you out as soon as we can.
Water.
Is he asleep or something?
Ashmole!
Jackass.
Well, there's no other way in. We'll have to find a ladder.
I do not know of any ladder in Forefinger Port.
I'll find one, don't you worry.
Ashmole?
Well, he can damn well stay there if he won't answer.
Sab,
Oh, hello, Matty, yes?
all is ready at the statue.
Oh, fine, I'll be right along. You coming, McNabb?
No, I do not think so. My duty is at the station.
All right, then. You do your duty. I'll come back with you. I've got to have a drink first. You get thirsty these hot nights.
Barrel of water. A whole barrel. A water butt. Yes. A water. Cool. A tap at the bottom. Lie under it. Let it run. A lake. A weir. A waterfall. A flowing river. Rain. Lie on the ground like this, mouth open. Catch it. Water.
1, 2, heave! 1, 2, heave!
Oh, get the time. You'd be no good at a tug of war. Come on now, heave! Oh, what a useless lot you are. Rest. Stop. Tyro.
Sab, it is hard.
There's nothing to it if they'd pull together.
Oh, Sab, they want more money.
Eh? All right, then they shall have some more money if they can get it to the station. Double pay. Twice as much paisa for all of you. Hey, I know what. Hey, you there. Hey, you got a drum. Tell him to work them up a bit, Murray.
Okay.
Paisa for you if you get them moving.
Tikai Sahib.
Right. Now then, all together. Heave! And again. Heave! He's moving. Yes, he's moving. Hey, you got him on the move. Steady, steady. Watch those rollers. Keep clear.
clear there. Now, and again. Heave!
Cry of the mob, coming to get me out, storming the walls of my Bastille. Tear them down, tear them down, tear them down.
That's the game. Go on, keep them moving. Come on. Get those rollers round to the front. No, don't stop. Steady, steady. Now, not too fast. You mustn't slip off the rollers. Yeah, that's right. Another one here. Good lad.
It is like the great car at Juggernaut.
Oh? Now, come on, hurry. Let's have that roller forward. No, wait. No, look. Hey, stop that man. Stop him. He's going to go under. There you are. Stop. Lift the statue. No, don't roll. No, don't.
As in the great days at Juggernaut under the wheels of the great car.
Crushed to death by the great British general. Oh dear. Oh, there's nothing to be done for him. All right. Righto. Now keep going. Keep it moving. Now come on.
Sun, coming up now. The sun. Move into the shade. If I could move. I can't move. I can stand up. I can walk across the sun's shade. I can walk out through the door. Go home. Oh. A dream.
But if I stop the train, there will be questions.
There'll be more if some big noise in the government comes past in the mail and sees the statue in the siding.
It was put there without my authority.
If I'm still here, I shall deny that.
Oh, you make me very unhappy.
Righto, then stop the train. We'll hitch on the flat car. I'll travel on it as far as the junction, and you'll be happy again.
For passengers to travel on a goods train, it is not permitted.
They can worry about that at the junction. I'll tell them I got on while your back was turned.
That will not be true.
It will if you turn your back.
Oh, this way and that way you are pulling me.
Oh, and here's the money for the statue.
Negotiable?
Here's a letter of authority to cash the checks on my behalf.
Oh, dear.
Good. And that's all fixed. Well, now we better see about getting Ashmold out of jail.
You want him out?
Well, of course we can't leave him there to starve.
We have...
Not in 24 hours.
There was no water in there.
What?
No water, and it is the hot weather.
Why the hell didn't you tell me?
Your mind was so made up.
Well, we must get him out at once.
Too late. Look over there on the jail wall.
Well, nothing.
5 minutes ago, there was a row of birds.
Well?
Well, now there is not a row of birds. And look, there are more birds coming.
Yeah. Vultures.
Vultures, more and more, but not to sit on the wall.
All right. Well, what are you going to do?
I can hold a service, if you wished, in the waiting room.
That won't do any good.
Sir, it is written that when a prisoner dies, he shall be accorded the funeral rites of his religion. Do you happen to know what Mr. Ashmole's persuasion was?
What? Oh, the same as mine.
And your persuasion, sir?
Then I'm going to catch this flaming train.
Catch that flaming train.
Yes, I must. But... Oh, dear. Oh, I feel awful, Linda. Really awful. Oh, hell, where's my other sock?
Sock?
Oh, thanks, yes. Oh, yes, I feel awful. I mean, old Quentin dying like that of fever.
Fever.
Having to leave him out there and come back alone. Well, after all, there was no point in staying. I'd done all I could. Or anyone could, really. But still, it makes one think. Huh? There is some corner of a foreign field that is forever ash mould. You know?
No.
I'd have given anything for it not to have happened. And now... this.
This.
Yeah. Oh, well. Maybe it's what he would have wanted. Anyway, here we are.
Here we are.
Oh, is that the time? I've got to be going.
Going?
Yeah, down to the docks. I'm shipping myself to Cork along with the statue.
Statue? Here's the statue.
No, Linda, not that one. That's only a fake. I've got a real one now, and I'm going to put it in the place where it belongs. Oh, which reminds me. So long, Linda. Thanks for everything.
Everything.
Yeah. So long.
How long?
How long? What?
How long away?
Oh, yeah. Well, now, look here, Linda,
What?
Well, I don't want you to get me wrong, but I'm not a sculptor. I'm a practical sort of bloke, and, well, I've got a job to do. After all, I only looked around to tell you about Quentin.
Quentin.
As a matter of fact, Binnie, the real trouble didn't begin till I got down to Bombay. There wasn't any precedent for exporting a statue, and they claimed it was made of non-ferrous metal and a prohibited export. Then I said it was a work of art, and they wanted me to get a license from Delhi. Well, I didn't think much of that. So what do you think I did?
What?
I smuggled it out.
How could you smuggle a statue?
Oh, I found an obliging sort of bloke who was taking a cargo of mules to Aden. We got the general put on the bill of lading in the place of one mule that died. Of course, it cost money.
Still, you've got the money.
Oh, no, there's not all that much left, not with all the people who had their whack of it.
You shouldn't speak ill of the dead.
I'm not.
Yes, you are. Poor Quentin. Fancy catching fever like that on the last trip of all.
The first as well.
Ah, yes, you said. Wasn't it clever of him, though, to make all those statues?
Well, now there's going to be a real one.
Yes. Why did you bother?
I wanted to see the thing done right.
Yes, but after you knew she'd died.
Well, we'd gone so far, I didn't want to give up then. Well, you wouldn't care for a quitter, would you?
I don't know. I've never thought.
Oh, you wouldn't. I know. I mean, when you set out to do a thing, you've got to see it through to the end. What was that?
You made the piano twang. She used to do that when she was laying down the law. The power of the human voice, Quentin called it.
Where the hell's that truck? It left Cork the same time as I did.
They'll have to go slower than you with the weight and all that.
No, we don't want to offload it in the dark.
There's an hour or two yet. When are you going back to Australia?
I've another year in England.
When are you going back to England?
I can stay for as long as you want me.
Oh.
What will you do?
I'm waiting for a rich man.
Oh?
Some film star or Italian prince who'll come along and buy this place.
But you don't want to sell it?
I must. There's only a few rents to live on, and the roof needs thousands spending on it.
Well, I've some money.
Not to buy.
No, but together we could live here.
Together.
Don't you think maybe that's what the old lady wanted when she split the house and the money?
I do not. She wouldn't leave me the money because she disliked the idea of me living here and measuring her up, so to speak. So she left it to any other surviving relatives. And you're the only one.
Now, going back to our living here together, what I meant was that if you were to...
It'll have to go round the back and down. I'll show them the way.
Yeah, but I'm asking you to marry me.
This way! Oh, there! Back her up a bit.
Now, sir. Now, is that where you want him, sir?
Yeah, just about. Well, how are you going to get him off?
Oh, Mr. Clancy's used to this. He's done the trip several times.
With Mr. Ashmold. Do you know Mr. Ashmold?
I did.
Ah, very nice gentleman indeed. Isn't that so, Tim?
That's so.
Oh, he was a very cheerful fella, Mr. Ashmole. There was always a joke or two when he was about.
Which statue was it we brought up last?
The one over there with the cocked hat.
Ah, that's a lovely one. Them feathers is real art. That one's me favourite.
Well, for myself now, I like the one holding the little train.
No, I'm with Sean. It's the feathers for me.
Ah, no, I'm not saying they aren't good. They are good. I grant you they're good. Ah, but the moustache doesn't compare.
What about this new one?
Ah, that one. Well, now, sir, I wouldn't say anything against it, mind, but it has a kind of a second-hand look about it.
And the horse has glanders.
Well, it doesn't matter about that. How are you going to get it off the truck?
Oh, we have it organised, sir. The truck's a tipper, you see. We raise her till the general begins to slide. Then when one end hits the ground, I edge her forward till he's down.
And Sean himself's up there on the ropes, keeping him steady.
Shall we go?
We're with you. Keep the English gentleman well clear, Miss Binnie.
I'm Australian.
Never mind, you'll squash just as flat if he lands on you.
Are you set?
Righto.
Yes, right.
Up she goes.
You'd think he was riding downstairs.
He's not moving.
Whoa, there, whoa.
What's up?
He hasn't slid.
And I've got the vertigo up here.
Well, come on down, you two, and I'll see if I can shift him by running backwards and forth.
All right. Just hold on while we get off.
It's like climbing down the side of a house.
We're clear.
We don't want him to fall on his side.
Oh, now he's got to be shifted. Right, forward a bit first.
If you run back now and stop sudden, that'll do the trick.
Get clear then.
That's the idea.
Stop. Good God. He's flying.
Oh, look at
He's flowing.
Well, no, I never imagined that would happen.
Just fancy. He's landed the right way up.
But in the river. You put him in the river.
Yeah, sure, he's in the river, all
Well,
right.
quick, we must pull him out.
Oh, now you never could. Do you see how he's settling in the mud?
It goes down deep.
Hitch one of the ropes to the truck. Come on now,
Oh,
hold
it
him.
never would.
That mud'd take the truck as well.
There's the horse's ears gone.
Doesn't he look strange out there in the water?
Like some kind of an old prophet.
You know, if you had a camera, you could sell the picture to the papers.
Should I run and fetch one?
Ah, you'd not have time. See, it's up to his medals now.
But you can't let him sink. Men have died for him.
That's natural, him being a general.
Well, if you get a rope round his neck and tie it to a tree.
Oh, he'd break the rope, and you'd still never get him out.
He'd look funny that way.
A danger to shipping.
It's reached his moustache.
But don't you care?
Ah, don't worry, sir, at all. It's not a patch on some of the other moustaches you've got here.
But, Binnie, I did it all for you.
The trout are rising well.
Aye, 'tis good weather for them.
There he goes. There he goes. Watch for the last of him.
Gone.
Till the judgment day, or the week after. Ah, well. Pack up the gear, lads. We'll be going.
Right. Come on, Tito.
All for you.
Why?
To show you what sort of a man I was.
And you have.
A man who does what he sets out to do.
No. Just a man who brings home statues.
As a matter of fact, I know where there's another one.
The Return of General Forefinger was written for radio by Giles Cooper. The part of George Brady was played by Nigel Stock, Quentin Ashmold, Peter Howell, Binnie, Muriel Pavlov, Augusta Forefinger, Mary O'Farrell, Linda, Elizabeth Proud, Spinepad, Norman Wynne, McNabb, Roger Snowden, Moti, David Spencer, Clancy, Robert Mooney, Tim, Kenneth Dite, and Chandra Julian Summers. Other parts were played by members of the BBC Drama Repertory Company.